the state media, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, who is the commander-in-chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, presided over they call it investiture ceremony for General Emmanuel Matatu at State House. General Matatu, formerly Lieutenant General, was promoted in terms of Section 216 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe as read with Section 7.1 and 8.2 of the Defense Act, Chapter 11, 2. His elevation to the rank of general and appointment as the commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces took effect on November 21. Greetings and welcome. Lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So what is quite clear from the event that was taking place today, just some minutes ago from the State House, is that retired General Chiwenga was visibly not present. And the Minister of Defense, that is Opa Mchiguri Kashiri, was present in that particular event, as well as the Chief of Staff of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Remember what happens at State House, by virtue of Chiwenga being one of the vice presidents in Zimbabwe, it is as good as also an occupier of the State House. Under normal circumstances, he is supposed to be working also at State House. That is why in America you would see J.D. Vance staying in actually White House, because they are supposed to be working there. But well, in Zimbabwe, it's another weird arrangement, because State House is not someone else's property. It is actually a property of the nation. So Chiwenga, for some time, I've seen a lot of activities. There was a dinner that was hosted by the wife of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, but he did not attend. Neither did the wife of also retired General Chiwenga attend, and that speaks volumes on its own. And the other thing, when Mnangagwa goes out of the country, Chiwenga asks him questions such as, when will you come back? Which means he would be actually in dark. Maybe he's told Mnangagwa is going and he just goes there. And you have seen most of the times Mnangagwa would try so very, very hard to avoid, even when Chiwenga would be asking him such questions, he would be seemingly appearing like an irritation to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. So it's a clear sign that relations have long broken between the two, and also Chiwenga not playing in gallery of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa all the times also shows that he has some degree of power and that bravado, and that he cannot actually do as he pleases to me. He cannot ask me to jump and I ask how high. He put his foot down. He decides on whether to go or not to go. I know a reason, one or two may be given, but that won't convince a person like me. I remember at one point, especially when the lights went off for Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, the question was, why was also Chiwenga not present? An explanation was given that Africa going for medication. Why wasn't it actually arranged for a separate day, so that this would not give the impression it is giving to the members of the public. This only happens because relations are tainted between these two gentlemen. The other one wants to take over, and the other one does not want to actually hand over power. Matatu going alone there without Chiwenga also witnessing that ceremony. It doesn't mean that Matatu is the enemy, but in this regard, it shows quite clearly that relations between Mnangagwa as well as Chiwenga, they are not at all times good. Because if they were good, these gentlemen would be seen together often. But Chiwenga chooses on which events to go and on which not to go. And I must say, over the weekend, there has been escalation. And in fact, over the past week, I think last week, almost from Monday to Friday, to almost Friday, Gudawashe Takurei was having events to address in Harare, and these events seemingly in contradiction with numerous ZANU-PF policies and way of doing things, and that on its own speak volumes to what is ongoing within ZANU-PF as a political party. So a lot going on there behind the corridors, but obviously Chiwenga's absence today very, very suspicious, and taking into consideration that already people have the perception that these two they don't see eye to eye. So what happened today makes it quite worse to of course people would say no, but they greet each other. We see sometimes of course not all events, but look at what the supporters of Mnangagwa are doing to Chiwenga. I'm referring to Themba Mliswa, I'm referring to Zwikananda's, the language that is said against Chiwenga. It is a language of a faction that is fighting. It is a language of a faction that is brutal. It is a language of a faction that is provocative. But in all this, retired General Chiwenga appears to be cool and actually not acting based on pressure that may be put through by people, but calculatively quiet in my view, and counting on each and every move that he may be intending to do. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Okay,